Hello, and welcome back to Planner Apocalypse. This is Vlog Humbug Day 2. This is going to be my Techo Kaigi, where I'm reviewing the past year's journals and planners that I've been using, or not using in some cases, and how they've been working or not working, and how I can change for next year. Let's just jump into it. I decided to do it this like face talking, instead of a top down. Maybe that was the incorrect decision, but whatever. We're doing it this way because this is how things are set up right now. So first up, we have my Memento Mori Goal Planner. This is a fitness happy planner from 2020 to 2021, I think. This is also a Franken planner. So, I've got workbooks from Etsy shops in here. I've got my Memento Mori goal planning pages in here. I've got a tab for my 𝒮𝑒𝓈𝑒 stuff in here. I actually didn't transfer any of the stuff that I wrote down in my Hobonichi weeks in here because I do all the figuring out stuff in my Hobonichi weeks, and then I take the essentials and put them in here just to reference. And I have a quarter of regular planning pages in here. I actually did not use October at all, but yeah, this is what the Happy Planner fitness layout looks like. And then this, coming into this week, take out the bookmark. This is how I've been using it. So this is actually my time tracking area for 𝒮𝑒𝓈𝑒. This column that used to be the focus for what muscle group you were working or whatever. This has become my one thing of the day. What is the one thing today that I can get done to make me feel like I've accomplished something? So for today, it is filming this video. I also need to get my reschedule planners photographed, weighed, and listed on Etsy so people have the opportunity to buy them and I can get them the frig out of my house. Please help. This was the food log area. So we've got time tracking over here, and then I've got my 𝒮𝓈𝒃 method over here for my task keeping. This is a remnant from my bullet journal days, and the rolling weekly, the 𝒮𝓈𝒃 method, it's the only way I could keep track of my tasks. And I don't know, it's just me maybe, but I want to know when I had completed a task, but I don't do well with a daily to-do list. This was the Happy Planner I used in 2020. It's my first Happy Planner. It's got the beauteous discs on it. Haha. It's the social type collab with the Happy Planner. All of my 𝒮𝑒𝓈𝑒 stuff is in here. This was my work planner, and I'm showing it to you because it has the homebody dashboard layout, which I think they're actually they're moving toward this for 2023. I think all of their dashboards are like this dashboard, which I was a fan of. Anywho, as you can see, there's a big task list. There's another task list. And so I would write my weekly task list for work stuff, and I needed to know when I completed things. I don't know whether I'm just super weird about it or what, but then I would start writing down things that I accomplished that day, and it started getting very cluttered. If I happen to accomplish a lot in a certain day, which didn't always happen, to be honest. So that is why I like the 𝒮𝓈𝒃 method, because it gives you, the context of the day of the week, and, you just have your task here, and then you just can exit out, whoop, 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 whoop. Have you played Battleship? It's like that. I'm gonna sync that task. I'm gonna sync it. So, and then I have my weekly review here. This has been, the trial run, and oh yeah, and then there's another part to the weekly spread. Down on the bottom here, there's a spot for exercise. I didn't know what to do with that mostly, so that's why in the Memento Mori Goal Planner, the official release, this box in the official release is just called everything else. You can put literally whatever you want there. It is a grid, so or a graph whatever. So, you know, if you wanted to do budgeting for the week, like expense tracking, if you wanted to do any time tracking, like Pomodoro runs or whatever, this would be the place for that. Anyway, the everything else line has extended all the way down to the bottom. And that's that. Okay. So obviously, since the Memento Mori Goal Planner, I created for myself, that's working really well. And I will be keeping that for 2023. The only problem now is that I need to, again, get my stuff up on Etsy, because if I am stuck with any of the physical planners that I printed, that means I need to use that. So I can't set up my planner until I know what is going to sell or what is not going to sell, because I refuse to let another planner die. Refuse. So that's that. That's going to be my main thing. So now we will start reviewing what else I've been using this year. This little guy is just a simple little monthly calendar from Muji. It sits in my purse, and I was using it to track my daughter's illnesses and take to the doctor. So this just, yeah, is like, it was a $4 thing from Muji, and it worked really well. I'm going to be transferring the symptom stuff into something else at some point. So I keep fiddling with my hair, I'm sorry. And then I can recycle this at the end of the year. So yeah, keeping this. This is an academic year thing, so I'll be keeping this until it's done. And if I happen to find something else in the meantime, then that's that. Maybe I will buy another academic year one. Maybe I will find something else that works. I don't know. But for now it works, for now it stays. Next, because accessories, this is my Hobonichi week. And I told myself at the end of last year that I would not be buying another Hobonichi weeks. I love it, don't get me wrong, but I saw the color, and I saw that it was just like Kazuichi Soda's jumpsuit from Danganronpa 2, and I was just like, I need to have it. So this is Kazuichi Soda's like planner. I, cut his little logo out on my Cricut out of hot pink metallic vinyl, and I am such a nerd sometimes, but I had really wanted to do like a Kazuichi Soda what's it called? Splash screen? I don't know. What do you call that? Flypaper? Whatever. But I just never got to it. So this I've been using. First of all, I use it if I'm backed up on videos for my Memento Mori Goal Planner. So that's first and foremost. I also use it if I'm going away or going out somewhere, so it's little. But honestly, for the most part, I did not use the monthlies. Here's September. I did set things up for like a social media kind of thing, where I have the focus for each week. This is actually how I do homeschooling too. Like I have a weekly theme or focus. So I was just kind of testing this layout out in the Hobonichi weeks. If you love it, then steal it. And then this was NaNoWriMo, and I wrote 171 words for NaNoWriMo, and then I just promptly forgot about it. I didn't really forget about it, I just didn't do it. But that's another way, if you want to use your Hobonichi weeks, you can do that. So you have your focus for each week, and then you've got your the goal word count here, and then you've got your like how many words you wrote today, and then your cumulative words. Obviously I didn't write more than one day, so that didn't grow at all. But yeah, and then I used this a lot more during the beginning of the year when I was still struggling to get my Memento Mori Goal Planner like set up and filled out and filmed and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, I do love it, but how many planners do you really need? And also, like, this is just my messy planner. Some weeks were prettified, but for the most part, this is just a place where I'm just writing stuff down. Like this was a pretty one. Usually I prettify it if this is going to be like my main carry. If I'm struggling with the Memento Mori Goal Planner, like if I have to do, you know, like a setup video. It is kind of nice to have a backup. It is definitely a privilege that I have, and I am going to no longer keep up with because it's excessive and I feel bad that I have not filled this out entirely. So that's just the planner part though. This is the Sneaker Mega. And so there are like 200 and some odd pages back here. And I used these for my HB90 reviews and like bullet journal type stuff. So what did we learn? The moral, I guess, for this planner, this beautiful planner, is that I did not need the calendar. What I liked about this planner was that it was easy to travel with. It had a lot of notes pages and it has Tomoe River paper. So that's what I liked about this. Will I never buy a Hobonichi Weeks again? I promise you nothing. I promise you nothing. Because if Hobonichi ever does a collab with Sailor Moon, my wallet is going to be dead. I'm going to buy everything, and I don't even care. I will find a use for it. Don't tempt me, okay? But I digress. So that's what I use this for, and we will talk about modifications for next year in a minute. This is my Hobonichi Day Free, the A5 version. This is a pen pouch from Muji, which they no longer sell, unfortunately. This is the Have a Neanderthal Year thing from Hobonichi. It was their little pamphlet thing that they send in all their orders. I did the same thing with my cousin because it's just so cute. I'm using this as my content calendar and also like business stuff. I have to actually go back and track my uploads. This is like the Calendex thing. Anything in blue is Etsy business type stuff from Handmade Alpha Academy. They give out, you know, like a not really a content calendar, but sort of that, you know, like a preparation for Black Friday, basically. So I copied all that stuff down. That's what I was using this for. This was my trial, like, template for a content calendar. So, like, you have Memento Mori Mondays and Weeks Wednesdays. I never actually did anything with this, but again, if you wanna steal it, you can go right ahead. I have the monthly theme down here. The sidebar is divided for a weekly focus or a weekly theme. You've got your stat box here, monthly goals, and then wins this month so that I can feel better about myself. That's how I've been using it. I've basically been using it as a tracker. So like you can see, this is a sticker from Plan for Happy on Etsy. I'll link them down below. They have a lot of great printable stickers. I would track what I was editing and when it finally went up. And honestly, it petered out. Like May is when I burned out again and I stopped using this. And then, you know, June until now, I haven't used any of the calendars. So that was sad. I also used this again for like kind of business type collections, like blog post idea things, any kind of like branding notes or like how-tos because I'm a noob. I also took branding and magic right there. This was a great course. I decided to get very fancy with it with like vellums and, you know, all sorts of stuff. Oh, also this is my Plannerpocalypse like brand mood board, if you want to see that. This has Tomoe River paper in it, again, because it's a Hobonichi. So I love this paper. I do feel like, though, I was getting a little bit too precious with it. I ended up getting to a point in the notes, because I actually initially took the notes on my iPad, and I was transferring them in here, and I got to a point where I got myself stuck. And this happens a lot. I will get stuck and then it like locks this thing from me and I can't use it and it defeats the point of having the thing. Also, I bought this just to kind of try it out and see what the big deal was. I think it's a great product. I think it's really good. I will not buy this again. Again, it's beautiful. I just love Tomoe River paper. I love Hobonichi. I think that they're probably like one of my favorite brands ever. But I will not be buying this again. I tried it. It was nice. I do like the paper, the note paper. So these together I was using for like work purposes, right? So what did we learn about this? I did not use the calendars, once again, like this. I did not use the calendars every month. When I did use them, they were functional, they were useful. But what I really wanted was the note paper. So these together, these are now obsolete. I am going to, for next year, just move my work-related stuff just into a bullet journal. And that is because I need it to be extremely flexible. So if I want a calendar, I will print a calendar and I will just glue it in. I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of like fancy bullet journal spreads anymore. I mean, not that I've done any this year, but back in 2020 when I restarted my channel, I was doing fancy bullet journal spreads and I quickly burned out. And I just need it to be accessible. And I think also I'm not going to be using Tomoe River paper just because I tend to get very precious with it. And I need this to just be available and just take a beating, I guess. Like, I just need it to be. So this is going to be a bullet journal for next year. I will continue using, you know, the pages until they're done. So I might actually just, you know, continue and finish out like all of the pages. And then once the pages are done, then start like a new bullet journal next year. I don't need to have it start at the beginning of the year unless I, you know, design some kind of social media. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Bullet journal it is. We're going to just finish out the pages in here, and maybe I will end up redating some of the calendars that I didn't use in here and just go with that. Next, we've got my 𝒮𝑒𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃. So this is a spring start planner. So obviously I'm going to be continuing on with this. So I journal in here. I actually don't use the monthly calendars at all because that's like too much of a repetition. I was attempting to use the weekly spreads as my daily like oracle or tarot draw, but I did not continue with that. Then I tried printing out the Memento Mori Goal Planner page to like glue in here, and that worked. So I might do that for next year, but it really depends. I'm kind of at like this difficult deciding point. Practicality wise, putting the weeklies in that I want to use in here would make a lot of sense because then I would just be in here and that's fine. But from a business standpoint, I feel like, you know, I just launched a product. And yes, I want to be practical, but I also don't want my business to just shrivel up and die. So from a business standpoint, I feel like I would be shooting myself in the foot if I wasn't using the planner that would be more accessible to everybody else. I don't really know. You know, this would be combining two planners, and if you don't like or have this planner, then I don't want to like pressure people to like also buy this. It's a nightmare. So I'm keeping this for journaling, and I will be probably, you know, it depends. I will probably be just using the Memento Mori Goal Planner as like a separate planner that I can set up and other people can see it and be like, oh, I have that and I haven't decided yet. Again, because I haven't gotten those things on Etsy and I don't know what I'm going to be left with. Luckily nothing. I have 5 printed right now. I already sold 2 without being on Etsy. I sold 2 to my husband's coworkers, of all people. Surprise. And they were like the big letter size. I was like, wow, okay. So I'm just worried that I'm going to be stuck with these and have to like recycle them. And again, that defeats the whole purpose. Anyway, so there's a big question mark hanging over that. Next up, we have my 5-year journal, which I have not written in since May. Like I was really burned out, and then I stopped making time for, you know, like nighttime journaling. Yeah, also I think the thing that killed this was the 𝒮𝑒𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃, because I got this in January and I was like, oh, I'm gonna write in it every day, and I did pretty well at first, but I just like the Cousins layout better, and plus I can use it as a daily planner. So I will make myself use this because I bought it. God damn it. And it lasts for 5 years. What the hell? Next we have the Day Free actually came in this cover, but this is my my Morrigan journal notebook thing for the Morrigan Intensive from the Irish Pagan School. This is just a red full year 𝒮𝓃𝓃𝓃𝑔𝓈 365-page 𝒮𝓃𝓃, and I, you know, taped course things, worksheets in on Tomoe River paper that I bought from Jet Pens. I like the 𝒮𝓃𝓃𝑔𝓈. I was not getting very precious with it, which is helpful, but I also was not keeping up with my work because I had too many other things going on. And this was my second round going through the intensive, and I literally only joined to like finish up the Memento Mori Goal Planner, which was started during the first intensive. Will I be using this again? The short answer is yes, I will be using this for next year, and I'll tell you why. This is my journal. This is just a Nanami 7 Seas journal with Tomoe River paper. You know, big surprise there. And this I started in January. This was supposed to be just, ta-da. This was just like my daily kind of journal. I have my year-end pictures here. I have nothing here. So, yeah, this was supposed to be like my daily journal and my tarot journal, and also like my new moon stuff, like new moon wishes and full moon stuff. I also did the Artist's Way workbook in here. So this was like an all-purpose thing. And then I also have class notes from the Awakening workshop and also the Mortal course that I took, you know, in here. This was definitely an all-purpose thing. It definitely got very chunky, and it started to get a little difficult to use toward the end. I think I have about 100 pages left, and I think what I'm going to do after this is finished is to just continue in my Morrigan book. And then we have, you know, my ugly, hideous puppies. Hideous puppies. The, you know, like the just plain old spiral notebook that I cobbled together out of like 2 used spiral notebooks, because I just want to make sure that we're doing good things for the planet and such. I've been using this a lot, and honestly, just having access to something where I can make notes simply, because I literally still write tons of shit on like post-it notes and other stuff, anything that's around on my desk. I need something where I can just write shit down and not be like, oh, but this isn't where this is supposed to live, and I need to stop being like that. So this might actually be how my bullet journal or like my work journal is. Like, I just write down shit everywhere. I will be continuing to use this until it is dead, and then I can bury it. So that's my Techo Kaigi, and I don't like having a lot of uncertainty about what I'm going to be using for next year. But, you know, we're going to be delving into some planner reviews in the coming days, and I will be deciding what is going to live where. And that is it, my friends. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Hopefully it wasn't too terrible. Okay, bye!